Good afternoon, fam. This is your girl, Brown Girl Tyke Curl, coming at you today with a video. Happy New Year to everyone. I just hope everyone is getting off to a very great start to the new year. I thought it would be interesting to do a video just asking some 20 random questions. I get questions all the time, and I just thought it'll be a little fun, and maybe you could have a better chance of getting to know me just a touch more by answering a few of these questions. So I am going to dig right in. There are 20 questions, and I'll just go ahead and answer them and just kind of give you little tidbits of who Brown Girl Tyke Curl is. So let's go. The first question is, what is something that you tried but you will never do again? One thing that I've tried and I will never do again is I tried to smoke a cigar. I didn't try, I smoked one. And I had never smoked anything in my life. I'm not like that wrapped up or buttoned up tight. Some friends of mine could probably tell you some really, really, really good and embarrassing stories. However, it was something that I never tried, and I just wanted to go ahead and try it out. And for whatever reason, I was like a natural at it. I mean, there was none of that coughing, none of the choking. I went to a very, very nice lounge, and I just thought, wow, this is something that you can really, really get in trouble with if you decided to go down this road as to the effects and all of the good stuff that goes along with those things. So I did see the allure and what it is that people get out of it when they do such things. But in order for me to keep myself at a place to where I am not getting myself in any trouble, I'm going to go ahead and nix that. So that's number one. And what's a quirky habit do you have? My major was sociology, but my minor was psychology. So I already know that there are a lot of characteristics that we have that for somebody else it's OCD because it's over the top, but we all have different elements of different characteristics in our characters. So the one thing quirky that I can do, and I do a lot of stuff quirky, I'm a weirdo. I was literally voted most unique in high school. So whatever that means, that's just another word, I guess, that is synonymous with weird. But one of the quirky things I do is that I cannot go to bed without closing all of the doors, like closet doors, and I have to make sure all of my like drawers are shut. Like, I know it's weird, but if the drawers are open or if the closet doors are open, I just stare at it until I get up out of the bed and take care of it. So I know that's weird, but I'm sure there are 1,000 billion other weirder things. Question number 3. Who is your best friend? I have 2. I would love to give you a very, very cliche answer and say that it's my husband, and he is, but he provides something that's so different than what the 2 women in my life provide for me. One of my best friends is Dawn, and my other best friend is Hillary, and they do 2 very, very different things for me. I won't go into a rant about what it is that they contribute to my life, but they have definitely been there through the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifference, the uncertainty, when one is doubting oneself, when one is high, one is low, and there's a sisterhood there. There's a feminine, nurturing energy there that hasn't been provided anywhere else. I also am blessed enough and fortunate enough to have another good handful of girlfriends that I can pretty much trust with some of my darkest thoughts and some of the things that really are challenging to me. And a lot of them really hold me accountable. So I am just really, really blessed in that capacity. Question number 4. What's one thing you wish you would undo from your past? If you lived as long as I have, there's probably several. I try to say that I don't have any regrets, but only at the same time, there are so many things that I wish that I had have done differently. My biggest one probably would be take my undergraduate education seriously the first time around. I ended up having my son during my going into junior year of college, and I had to take time off to do the mom thing. And if I'm honest, I was not focused. I wasn't in the zone. My mind wasn't where it needed to be. I was not prayed up the way that I needed to. It's so many different factors that went into that it ended up taking me a long time. I had to stop being mommy for a while, and then I ended up going back to school, and I finished fortunately, but it did take some time to do, and it was something that I know had I been a little bit more focused the first time around, I would have been a lot better off. So that was one. Number 5. What is your biggest fear? This is about to be so cliche. My biggest fear, honestly, is not living up to my full potential and not being who I am in Christ. As I've mentioned on here before, I am a Christ follower. I don't get on here like I'm on some sort of pulpit and get to preaching to everyone. But when I tell you that it has been by the blood of Jesus that has saved me and that has sanctified so many areas of my life that I had personally sullied, I would be on here for a 3-day marathon video. So if I were to be very, very honest, my biggest fear is not living up to my full potential in Christ, like who he created, who I was created to be, who I'm supposed to be, the talents that I have, using them in a unique way that helps to expand the kingdom, that helps to be a blessing to someone else, that helps to complete parts of myself. All of those things are the things that fear me the most. If there are other things that I'm afraid of, but that's probably the number one driving fear right now, and that is a biggie for me. Question number 6. What is one place in the world you wish you lived? That's kind of tricky. I really wish that I lived somewhere warm. I have always lived in cooler climates. I have always lived in the Midwest. As I've stated before, I'm from Cleveland. Right now, I live outside of Chicago. This is my second time living in Chicago. I lived in Northern Kentucky, which you would think Kentucky, oh, it's warm. It's not. Northern Kentucky is right outside of Cincinnati, which is, in Ohio. So you still get that Midwest weather and all of that. So my biggest thing would be, and this collar is bothering me, y'all, sorry, would be to live somewhere just warm where there's a beach close and all of that other stuff. I'm a Pisces. I love the water. That's what I'd like. Number 7, would you rather have love or money? Money is beautiful. I am not going to lie. Money is nice. You can buy cool things that bring you temporary joy and satisfaction. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing love all day, every day, and 3 times on Sunday, because it's the only thing that makes you feel complete and makes you feel the most human, in my opinion. I told my husband several times that I would live in a teepee with him if it meant to do that in order for our love to grow and to maintain. And I meant that, and I mean that, because we've moved around a few times, and I think that I'm showing that particular piece of it. Be careful what you say, because sometimes you get called out on it in life. So we've had to move around quite a bit in order for, career moves and opportunities and growth opportunities. And that's all good, especially for this little brown girl from Cleveland to kind of have lived a few different places. But it can be challenging at times, but I'm choosing love all day over the dinero. So, what is your favorite childhood memory? I have so many. My family is off the chain. People say that I'm funny all the time. They be like, oh my gosh, brown girl, you are funny. I'm not even I'm nowhere near the funniest person in my family. You put us all together, it is pure comedy. So my favorite childhood memory, is probably the Christmas back in the day, and my sister and I were talking about it. One of my favorite childhood memories was she ended up getting a radio for Christmas, and she ended up getting some CDs. So this tells y'all how old we are. Mind you, we getting some CDs. So she got the radio, she got the CDs, and she got Blackstreet, and she got New Edition. And we played the hot fire mess out of those DVDs. Now, we weren't necessarily kids. We were teenagers, but we had such a good time, like kicking it, playing, doing like making up steps, like doing a little 2-step, all of that stuff. My mother was involved. It was just such a fun Christmas. So I want to say, like, coming to mind, that's probably one of the most special and one of the more fun times that we've had together. Like I said, we always have a ball. We don't need an occasion to clown and to crack jokes and to get together. So it's all good. Number 9, what is your most embarrassing moment? Again, I've had several. I guess my most embarrassing moment would be a leaking of some photographs that I did not want to be out there in the atmosphere, because it ended up causing me not only a lot of embarrassment, people make their own judgments and interpretations from things, and it becomes a little bit difficult to explain what somebody sees with their eyes. It's like it was one of the most embarrassing, but it has proven to be one of the most humbling experiences that I had, because it really, really forced me to reevaluate some situations, reevaluate some relationships, and just really, really target my energies back towards where I needed to be in God, where I needed to be in Christ, where I needed to be in my walk. So I want to say that that's something that I can look back at right now and say, man, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be where I'm going, or not be where I'm going. I probably wouldn't be going where I'm headed. That's what I want to say. But it was hard. It was embarrassing. It was hard. It was difficult. I mean, I cried a lot. It was a lot going on with that. So that's just my very, very transparent moment. Number 10, what would your dream date be? I've been with my husband for a very, very long time. So we've done a billion dates. I haven't been on a date with someone else, and I can't even tell y'all. I mean, we're talking decades. No, it is not quite that long, but it's been a very long time. But anywho, I guess for me, I am a really, really simple date. Good food, good wine, good conversation, good music maketh a great date for me. If it could be somewhere, like I said, for favorite places that's warm and has some water nearby and some candlelight, I'm cliche like that in regard to dates. You don't have to do anything more than that for me. I'm a big, let's get a picnic basket, let's chill and just talk and turn our phones off, and let me just look into your face and let's block out the world for just a hair. So that would probably be my dream date. And it's been a long time since we've been able to have that sort of dream date. So as I'm saying this, I'm thinking like, yeah, that kind of needs to happen again sometime soon. What would you change about yourself? Again, a lot of different things. I'm very easygoing, and that comes off across as people pleasing sometimes, and it is. And with that, people feel like they can run over you. So I feel that I would love to be more outspoken when things bother me or when they offend me, versus kind of like pushing it back. I would love to just kind of be a little bit more, I'm very outgoing in regard to my personality, but I would love to be a little bit more pushing of saying, no, this is what I really think, or this is what I really like, and this is what I think should happen, and all of that other stuff. I still struggle with those particular aspects of things. So I would love to kind of change that narrative just a touch, because I think it'll help me, like, not only in my private life, but I think it'll help me in the business ventures that I'm trying to build and capitalize on and go into. So that's something that I am hoping that can change about myself. It's not innate, and it's not natural, and it's not easy. So that's one of the things. And if I were going to be very, very superficial, I would change my eyebrows. Like, they're okay now. Like, they're filled in. So like the kids say, they might be on fleek right now, but I don't have any. Like, I have no eyebrows at the tail. I inherited from my mom, and I would love to just have that fuller whole brow look at the ends, at the tail. So that's my little shameless plug of nothingness. So I just thought that was kind of funny. I was thinking about that. Number 12, who has influenced you most in your life? I've had a lot of good influences. I've had people who have been so good to me, such good mentors, but the person who has influenced me the most in my life is my mother. If I were to sit here and tell y'all about what has gone on in my mother's life, you would be in tears. You would be in tears. And if you were to meet that woman, you would never know it. She is a strong, beautiful, outgoing, super sweet, always smiling, like awesome smile. Just super dope chick. And while she has her own issues and her own stuff, she's just always remained consistent. So I would love to have the qualities that my mom has that are the awesome qualities. I want to have that in an abundance, because she is the walking definition of her family being first. So, number 13. What is something you used to do as a child that you wish you could still do? Sleepovers. Sleepovers with my girlfriends. And we've done this a few times before, but now it takes so much planning, and it takes, oh gosh, do you have a sitter? Do you have a sitter? Okay, well, we don't even live in the same city, so we got to get a hotel, and we have to make all of these arrangements and all of this stuff. But back in the day, I used to sleep over with my girlfriends, and I would be like, scoot over, get my pillow, let me get my blanket, and we would sit up and crack jokes and be silly and watch movies and watch TV and read each other's stuff and write in each other's notebooks and all of this stuff. So that's something like just for real grown-up women of a certain age coming together and having a slumber party. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is something that I wish that we could just still do as adults. And I know that there's actually a movement of people who are doing a lot more adult sleepovers, women are. So I'd love to plan something like that for my next big birthday. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. So number 14, what is the worst thing about dating? Again, I haven't dated in a long time, but God forbid I ever had to date again. The worst thing is going through that, oh, I got to get to know you in that vetting process. I probably would be terrible at the vetting aspect of things nowadays because it's so different. So if I'm honest, it's that whole vetting. I got to get to know you. So we got to play the 20 questions like I'm doing right now game over and over and over again with, whomever you're dating and all of that. And I don't know, I'm just not about that life. So, what is the one career you would love to enter? I say it once, I've said it twice, I've said it thrice. If I had it to do all over again, and I love my people, I love my sociology and psychology and counseling and rehabilitation services and all of the good human services aspects, because that's what I've done. That is the type of work that I've always been in. I love it. I love people. But because I love people, I think that I would have been so well suited for like public relations and marketing. If I had it to do all over again, I would funnel all of that people knowledge into that, to just kind of shaping and branding and doing all those things. I just love that kind of moving and shaking environment. And if I had to do it all over again, that's totally what I would do. So number 16, I think, is the one we're on. And I know that this video is going long, so y'all just bear with me. I think we have 17 and a half minutes, but I usually don't do too long videos, so y'all bear with me today. Are you close with your family? As I've said before, yes, extremely close. If I don't talk to my sister, I have 2 sisters. I have 3 brothers. And the reason that I hesitated is because I had a brother that passed away. And I wanted to make sure that I was including him in the number. I had a brother that passed away this past summer to cancer. So, and I have a really, really young brother, like a brother that's younger than my oldest son. So my daddy was off the chain. But very, very close to my family. My sister that's a few years younger than me, we're like 2 peas in a pod. Like everybody says our name together like it's one thing. We talk almost daily. Just salt of the earth, knows my deepest, darkest secrets and fears, finishes my sentences. I don't have to even think when I talk to her. It is pure comedy, pure hilarity. She's one of the funniest, most grounded people I know. Same thing with my mom, very close to my mom. Same thing with like my husband, even my husband's side of the family, like my sister-in-law, very close. My brother-in-law, like we talk, like it's just amazing to have those opportunities where my in-laws are concerned. It's like, that's mom, that's dad. My husband just clearly, I talk about him all the time here. And my son, I have a 15-year-old son, which few people know that I have a son that old. And I told y'all I wasn't no spring chicken. I told y'all a few times. I appreciate the comments and the nice people that say that I on like Instagram and things like that and send me messages saying I'm beautiful and all of that. But I'm not no spring chicken. But my 15-year-old is just proving to be so wise beyond his years. And I'm finding myself talking to him and confiding in him way more than I ever had before. So awesome sauce in regard to that. And I'm noticing that I'm rambling at this point. So yes, I'm very close to my family. Dad too, he is funny, just close to my family. What is the one movie that influenced your life? that is such a weighted question, and I could go deep, like some sort of documentary, or I can go like comedy. I can go Love Jones or something like that. But I'm gonna be so off the map with the movie. One of my favorite movies, and one of the most movies, movie that I love the most, and it's not necessarily influenced, but I love the most. One of is Little Shop of Horror. Don't judge me. I love it. I love the music. I love all of that. So, and it just makes me happy. So, I'm going to leave it at that because y'all ain't going to judge me. What is the one place in the world that you feel most safe? In this place right here. This room, it's mine. It's my office area, kind of zen area, and it's off a bedroom, and it's warm in here. It's nice. It's one of the places that I come and I pray, I meditate, I get closer to the Lord. I think, I cry, I snack. I sometimes I'll have a TV in here. Oftentimes we'll move it out and put it somewhere else. Because we have like a lot of guests. I told y'all this in a previous video, so it's like everybody needs TV in every room and all that stuff. But it's just a good place for me to kind of be. I also very, very at home in my house in Cleveland. Very at home. My mother's house. Very at home. Like, could sit on the couch, look around, see a million different memories. So, question number 19. What is one thing that you'd like to experience before you die? I've actually checked off a few things on my bucket list, but travel more is always one of the things that I like to do on my bucket list, but to actually become published. I have some writing that I am in the work for, and I want to not only be published, but I want it to be well received. So if I could get that checked off my bucket list, whoo, oh, to God be the glory. And what is your ultimate goal in life? As I answered my biggest fear, my ultimate goal is to make sure that I am overcoming that particular fear, and that is and doing what that particular fear states, and that is being exactly who I am, living up exactly to the exact potential that the Lord wants me to live up to. That is my 20. Thank y'all so much. This was fun. As always, you can comment in the box below, and I look forward to talking to you all later. So peace out, two fingers, y'all. Bye.